Hey everyone, I am Pion and welcome to my preview of Blockhood. So this game is not even close to release yet, but I got the opportunity to get a very early preview build, and so I decided to share some gameplay with you. So what is Blockhood? Well, I would like to call it a mini city builder strategy game, I guess. It's not about building a city, it's about building a city block, like not a whole city, and it has different challenges than a traditional city builder would have as well. Like, it's not about traffic or anything like that. It's more like a resource management game. So basically you have this area and you can build different buildings in it. You see all those city buildings, like there are trees and stuff, and flats and stores and cafes and I don't know, windmills and oil tanks and everything, and corridors and beer gardens apparently, and stairs and stuff like that. And you can build all of those things. You can build most of the stuff on top of each other. You cannot build anything on the tree, obviously, that makes sense, but you can build most of the building on top of each other. We can build, for example, let's build another large flat and put it on top of this small flat over here. Yeah, so you just put it down and you build it. And building actually doesn't cost you any resources, and you can destroy all the buildings again as well if you want to, so we can just destroy it again, it's gone. It doesn't cost you anything, but every building basically consumes and produces resources. You can see my overview over here to the left. You can turn it off, but I found it very helpful. So basically, as you can see, if I mouse over this building, the small flat consumes fresh air, electricity, water, and leisure, and produces labor, grey water, organic waste, and consumers. And the cafe, for example, consumes consumers and labor and produces money and community. So I'm pretty good on money right now because of those two cafes, basically. And well, those trees create fresh air and leisure from water. The water towers create water, and the windmills create electricity, both from money. There are some buildings that actually don't consume anything, like there's a solar panel that just produces electricity without any cost. I think there's a similar thing for water. Yeah, the well does the same. So yeah, that's how the game goes. So we could decide, like, okay, let's build, I don't know, or like we have a lot of what do we have a lot of? Grey water. I'm not sure what do you do with grey water. Let's find out. Let's find a use for grey water. I guess nothing. The game is not feature complete yet, I believe. So I think they're missing some challenges, basically, because I don't think, like, the grey water should have a negative effect, right? Because it's something bad. There's no way we consume it, so I guess there will be mechanics later in the game that actually, like, cost you something if you have grey water, because right now we just produce it and we don't care. I don't think there's anything that uses it. Let's be sure here, but oh, actually there is. We can use an algae farm to get rid of the grey water. Well, let's do that. Why not? Okay, we do that. I'm not sure if they will add more challenge, because right now it's fairly easy to get a staple cycle. As you can see here, all my resources are in the green because the buildings supplement each other pretty well. Now we actually produce what? Algae and more water. Hey, that's great. More water is always good. You can use a lot of water. So what do we do with algae? With algae, so we can do a biomass generator. Sure, why not? That creates more electricity and fertilizer. That makes sense as well. So you see, there's no real down point to building those. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay this way, like, because it's really easy. Like, there's no real skill challenge so far. It's like, if you just want to go for the resources, you can set up pretty simple cycles that will create a lot of resources for you. There's a challenge mode in the game where you have to get certain number of resources, as for example 600 money or 200 water or something like that. And those are really easy because you just set up a simple circle and just let the game run for a while and will produce those without any cost. So I wonder if that will change later on, or if the focus of the game might be, or is more like on the artistic side, basically on the creativity side of the player. Because I think the game is at its best when you're like, when you have fun building cool city blocks. Like, I'm really bad at this shit. Like, this looks horrible. This looks not cool at all. This is just functional. I just put down stuff for what I need. I have no, like, I have no artistic vision or anything. But I saw some screenshots of really cool looking city blocks. I would not be able to pull something off like that, but I'm sure a lot of people do, and a lot of people have great fun doing stuff like that. And I think the combination of building a city block that looks really cool and at the same time is resource efficient and, like, yeah, can just survive basically and create more resources, I think that's a cool challenge and can be quite rewarding. Not for me, obviously, because I'm really bad at the artistic point of it, so I just place down buildings whenever I need, and that makes the game well, not super boring, but I guess boring after a while. So far, it was interesting because I found out more stuff and figured out more buildings and stuff like that. So I had stuff to to explore. So it was interesting, but I think I will not play much more from the game in the current state, at least because there's not much challenge right now. So there's another mechanic I didn't explain yet. If you build very high, so let's say we build a lot of flats, for example, we get a structure problem as well. Actually, there are two more mechanics I didn't explain yet, but like there are different data bits over here. You can see, for example, the structure data. You can see all those are very well like in structure. They're all super stable. But if we build something like this, which you can do, like with a hangover, you see it's not as deep blue as the others, so it's a little unstable. There's not enough structure, and it gets worse if we do stuff. If we continue doing so. And now it gets actually pretty dangerous. So you can build more stuff down there, and that improves the situation again. And you can do stuff like that. So that's one more mechanic. Another mechanic is you have to keep access to everything. So you see those are purple because I cannot access them because they're on high ground. So what we have to do to access them is we need to build an elevator. So let's actually turn this around a little bit. And that was the wrong direction. There we go. And let's build an elevator over here. And over here. And over here. And now you can see we can at least access this one. I think what we can do now is we can build a corridor over here. And over here. And now we can access this one as well. And this one. And the same goes for up here. If I manage to click it. There we go. And now all the flats are accessible. So that's another mechanic. And there's one more mechanic, which is the decay mechanic. Basically, if a block doesn't get the resources it consumes for a while, then it will decay and get destroyed. There doesn't seem to be any punishment for it, except that because you can just delete the destroyed block and build it again. So I'm not quite sure what the point of it is, but I guess if you build something big and one of the blocks get destroyed, then maybe everything else breaks together because the structure gets really bad as well. I'm not sure, maybe something along those lines. But maybe it's just not like I guess the game's not feature complete as or complete yet, as I said earlier. So maybe that's something that will be added later as well and make more sense in the finished product. So anyway, yeah, that's all the mechanics in the game. Let's go out to the main menu really quick and show you a little stuff that is there. So because right now the game is very minimal in content. So we have the sandbox mode, which is what you just saw. The main menu takes forever to blend in for some reason. I'm not sure what's wrong with that. I guess it's intended, but it's a little annoying. It could be a little quicker. So there's a sandbox mode, there's a tutorial, and there's a challenge mode, as I mentioned earlier. But there's only 3 challenges right now. It says somewhere that there will be more challenges later. I'm not sure where. I think in the tutorial or something it's mentioned that this is a very early preview build. And yeah, it says difficulty medium, but there's actually not much difficulty involved, as I explained earlier. Just place down a simple cycle and wait for enough time and you get the 500 monies easily. But I think it's a fun game. It has some cool mechanics, and if you somehow manage to make if you either have a lot of fun like being creative and building cool looking futuristic city blocks, well, kind of futuristic I guess, or if the developers manage to get more interesting challenge into the game, then I think this could be a really interesting product. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, but so far let's not go into more detail because there's not much more to talk about. We could go over the option menu, but the option menu is not really there yet. It says coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. So let's not do that because this is a preview video anyway. So yeah, that's Blockade. Thanks all for watching. I'm Pion. I'm gonna take a look at this game again if it's when it comes to when it comes closer to release, I guess. So yeah, thanks all for watching. Have fun and see you next time.